Y bueno, aquí está el otro post que quiero ver y que me interesa mucho también ver el video, que dice: conocí al Rich hace 9 años y fue el primer youtuber en ver Hytale. Le prometí una entrevista de voz, se la cumplí 9 años después. Está en inglés, ninguno de los dos habla inglés como lengua materna, pero creo que nos fue bien. Anuncio, nunca veo entrevista, pero cumplo mis promesas. Bien, vamos a verla. Lo malo es que está en inglés. Ah, Rich pone subtítulos. Oh my god. Que esto fue lo que me mandó Rich en Discord y me dijo por si quería echarle un vistazo. Y yo fue como, pero Rich, quiero verme cada segundo. El problema es que pues está en inglés, repito. Para los espectadores españoles, este video está traducido por un traductor profesional. Podéis activar las capturas del engranaje en vez de usar el traductor automático de YouTube.
Rich, una entrevista con Simon. Hoy os traigo un vídeo muy exclusivo. He logrado tener una entrevista con
¿Ahí está puesto?
el creador de Hytale, también conocido por su famoso servidor Hypixel. Y bueno, todo el vídeo va a ser en inglés. Es un vídeo muy especial. Así que estoy ya con Simon y vamos a darle entrada. Hello Simon, how are you doing?
Hello, I'm doing well, and how are you doing, my old
Ok, van a
friend?
tener, amigos, que aprender también ustedes a leer, ¿eh?
I remember.
Amigo, ¿cómo se hace más grande los subtítulos? ¡No!
Hytale, también conocido por su famoso servidor Hypixel. Y bueno, todo el vídeo va a ser...
Bueno, a ver.
Así que...
Hello, I'm doing well, and how are you doing, my old friend? I remember.
Amigo, lo que no sé si este es gameplay de Rich o es el gameplay de Simón. Yo creo que es el gameplay de Simón, ¿verdad?
You know, we've 10 years ago or 9 years ago, we were together in Los Angeles, and I was showing you the game, so it's very great to see you again, my friend.
Almost a decade, holy moly. Life
Yeah,
happens.
It's been a long journey, my friend.
Oh my god. Well, these are exciting moments for you, Simon. Like, this was impressive, all that happened in half a year.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun in the last few weeks, to say the least. Yeah, I'm back.
Nice.
Dios.
I really like.
Se escucha emocionado Simón,
to see what you are doing and how you are pushing Hytale. From this moment, I just want to say to the public that I wish you the very best. I wish the Hytale is like successful in the upcoming months and years. And yeah, are you ready for a cool interview?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Got it. So first question.
Okay.
You have been away from Hytale's development for a while. And now you are back. So how has your role changed compared to the pre-announcement days?
My role has not really changed that much, but now I'm much more involved in the game vision and direction, and now I'm in full control of the game and the company. So, and also, my role
Amigo,
has
¿pueden
changed in
creer
a
que
way
hay
where
gente que no le gustó lo que vio de Hytale? O sea, ¿cómo no te puede gustar esto? O sea, si te gusta Minecraft, no te digo que tú digas como, oh, súper original, wow, súper el juego del año, pero al menos ganas de jugar un poquito, ¿no?
I'm way more active with the developers on the day-to-day. I'm basically working every single day of the week, and I really want to push that home. I want to cross the finishing line with my team. And to be honest, working on Hytale has been such a great experience. I've been the most happy today that I've ever had in my whole life. To be honest, like, I'm a creator. I want to create, and that the past few days has been so amazing. Like,
Tomen en cuenta, amigos, que Simón tiene la vida resuelta ya con Hypixel porque él gana demostrado millones de dólares con el servidor. Porque si ha entregado 3 millones de dólares, imagínense lo que ha ganado el servidor. Entonces, solo imagínense que él está haciendo esto yo diría que por algo, porque él quiere hacerlo, no porque esté obligado a hacerlo para vivir bien o lo que sea.
everyone is laughing and having fun. It's been so great.
Yeah, just with the change of communication in social media, you can see that you are really pushing. Like, you are pushing and you are doing your best with Hytale, and it feels amazing to believe in this episode. And yeah, that's super awesome. Hard question. Second one is gonna be a cool one. What kind of studio culture do you want to cultivate with the new chapter of Hytale?
¿Qué tipo de ambiente quieres cultivar en la empresa durante esta nueva fase de Hytale?
Well, it's simple. For me, like, before I bought back Hytale, I was basically retired and living a good life, and I had
Estaba básicamente retirado, viviendo una buena vida. Tuve 2 hijos. No, es que tenía la vida perfecta ya,
2 kids, and I was working in a small studio. I was, doing my normal life stuff. So I'm just here for fun, right? I don't want to turn this into a business
¡Oh!
environment or a
Eso me
corporation.
gusta,
This should feel like a guild of friends that work together on a passion project. Really, that's how I feel right now.
Nice, nice, nice. And the next one, what were the biggest lessons you learned while Hytale
¿Cuáles fueron las lecciones más importantes que aprendiste mientras Hytale no te pertenecía?
was outside your ownership?
Right. Well, it's just like I said, like I think personally, I'm the happiest when I create. So, and I really enjoy the pressure and to try to do impossible things.
Sí, voy a mover el chat. Ok. A ver. Ahí.
I always see people, when I was talking about buying back Hytale, people saying, oh, I don't think it's possible. I don't think it's possible. But whenever I see something like this, it just motivates me to do it. I love the impossible. And it's like saving Hytale and releasing it as soon as possible. That's what drives me the most.
For me, it felt surreal just watching everything happen on the internet. It was so incredible. And I know you, and I know that you are a creator, and creating feels you, and it's in your soul. And I think that now that you are having fun again, developing Hytale and creating in Hytale, like you have that.
¿Cuánto llegará a costar? Cuesta $20 el básico, que es el que todo el mundo quiere y solo tiene que tener ese. Pero si quieres tener skins, que las skins no son nada obligatorias en ni un solo juego, pues cuesta más. Pero $20 es lo que cuesta y es muy barato a comparación de otros juegos que han salido con este hype, vamos a decir.
Back.
Exactly, yeah.
So Reacquiring Hytale's IP is nothing short of historic. Video games companies typically...
Question 4. Recuperar la propiedad intelectual de Hytale es algo histórico. Las compañías de videojuegos suelen preferir conservar la IP no utilizadas antes de que permitir que otro desarrollador fortalezcan su posición en el mercado. ¿Cómo convenciste a Riot y a Tencent? ¿Puedes contarnos más sobre...? No le va a contar ni mierda. O sea, esto creo que por contrato ni siquiera tendría. O sea, no podría, perdón.
Prefer to keep Unised IPs rather than let other developers strengthen their market position. How did you convince Riot and Tencent? Can you tell us more about how the process unfolded? I'm super curious.
Right. I can't go into the details, but what I can say is like...
Va a decir cosas, pero no se los detalles.
I've had 2 other deals with Riot in the past and it went super well. So I think they felt comfortable with me. And of course, I offered like a lot of money to make sure that they would accept because like they said publicly, they said they had other offers. So I was like...
A mí, imagínense decir, le ofrecí mucho dinero a una compañía multimillonaria. ¿Cuánto les habrá ofrecido para decir, les ofrecí mucho dinero?
There's no way. I can't. Like, if that game would have been in someone else's hands, it would have slipped away from mine. And I knew, like, my vision for Hytale is going back to the legacy engine where the vibe of the game is right. And this is why also we had to go back 4 years ago and use an old build to save the game as well.
Hytale is back to the roots. That's exciting, Simon. But yeah, many years passed. Have you...
¿Qué es lo que más te entusiasma de lo que has heredado de Riot? Específicamente algo que Hytale no tuviera en el momento en que se vendió. O sea, algo que Riot hizo para que se le ocurriera meterlo eso a Hytale o algo así.
Something from Riot that excites you, like something specifically of Hytale that you didn't have on the beginning, and now that you have it, it's like, oh, I have this and I can use it for in the future.
I think the most interesting part is that we have so many beautiful NPCs, items, and blocks, and we also have like hundreds of design documents to look at and get inspiration from. We haven't used much of it yet, but it's like when you think about, how do we expand the creative menu or creative vision?
A mí me emociona que diga que tiene tantas cosas, básicamente, que pueden meter a Hytale porque me emociona mucho, porque significa que el contenido que pueden meter es tanto que, pues por ahora, a ver, no lo van a hacer, pero poco a poco lo pueden ir metiendo en estos próximos añitos.
Well, we go on there and we see all these beautiful ideas, and then we get inspiration from it, and it's just, and also the combat. The combat, basically there were like 3 or 4 branches of combat on different combat. So what we did is like we are using a 2020 version mixed with the 2022 version and some visuals from 2023. It's like all
Oh
over
my
the place.
god, that's
So, yeah.
crazy that you are merging 3 years of development. Oh my god, of versions. Super cool.
But yeah, it's been like a little bit the crazy. It's like whenever we see a feature, we have to make sure.
Amigo, el combate me parece muy bueno, O sea, estoy viendo, o sea, más que la entrega estoy viendo el combate, estoy viendo el gameplay otra vez.
Like, okay, is there another similar feature elsewhere we can merge? But yeah.
So a little bit of topic. When we are developing projects, we have like old files, and I call that digital archaeology. When you got when you got Hytale back, did you some of this like some digital archaeology?
Okay, this is funny you bring it up because we have been calling this project archaeology project. So.
Básicamente, pues Rich le dice que pues él también hace proyectos y que cuando dejas como archivos así como muy viejos le llama archivos arqueológicos y que si ellos tienen de eso y básicamente le están llamando a Hytale, pues eso, es como el juego arqueológico.
Yeah,
Sabemos leer,
exactly.
ok, no voy a decir nada, no voy a decir nada
That's
ya.
super cool. Got it. So how has the project evolved since the
¿Cómo ha evolucionado el proyecto? ¿Para qué les leo, no? Lo voy a leer yo solo. Ok, ya está.
cancellation?
Right. So, like about 3 months ago, we were doing the due diligence, which means like Riot got us to look at the game, make sure it runs right, but they gave us access to repair the game and do some little bit of work. But we were remotely accessing the game, so it was really hard. And then through that process, we had to go over 300 GitHub branches with prototype features across the game, like we just talked about. Like,
Yeah.
it was a Frankenstein. It was archaeology with Frankenstein to fix the game. And then since then, we have been cleaning up the code, fixing bugs, and adding also some new features that makes a game basically.
Yeah, that's a rough thing to have like archaeology and Frankenstein things. So good luck with
I
that.
think it worked out pretty well.
que
That's why I keep telling people, the game is not good. We're gonna get there. Don't worry.
Yeah, it's all about time. After the trailer, player expectations were through the roof. How are you handling that pressure?
Well, I think the pressure is
Bueno,
kind
aquí,
of...
después del trailer, las expectativas de los jugadores se dispararon. ¿Cómo es que esa presión? Ya sé que saben leer, ¿ok?
reset in a way because of the cancellation. Like the worst case was, oh, the game is gone, and now it's back, so it's like a good reset, I think. And this is also why I released a quick gameplay video, just to remove the pressure that the team had. Like the video wasn't even planned, by the way. I recorded that in the morning, and then I told the team in the afternoon, hey, I made a video, and everyone was worried. I was like, guys, trust me, we need to remove the pressure. And then I released the trailer, the gameplay footage, and only 1 or 2 people saw it in the team. And when the video went live, everyone was like, oh, okay, it's actually good. So, okay, it's a relief of pressure. And it worked well. Ever since then, everyone is focusing on the game. No one is worried about showing the game. Everyone is sending me screenshots to share. So, yeah.
That's super, super
Amigo,
cool.
me encanta porque le quitó la exclusividad a Hytale. O sea, me encanta porque ahora el equipo con el que trabaja no tiene la presión de que, oh, no, acabamos de mostrar 5 segundos de gameplay y nos van a correr. O sea, no, eso es básicamente lo que quiere Simón, ¿saben?
What do you hope people say about Hytale 5?
¿Qué esperas que diga la gente sobre Hytale 5 años después de su lanzamiento? ¡Oh! A ver, a ver.
5 years after release.
You know what? It's like when I think about the games that I've been playing when I was like many years ago, I always think about the good times that I've been having with my friends, like the core memories or with my friends and families. Like I remember playing, you know, for example, like Diablo 2 with my childhood friend, and we were just, you know, we had bad computers, so it was lagging all over the place. We were smashing the computer to
Amigo,
actually,
hasta Simón tenía una PC de mierda para que vean, ¿eh?
like to prevent the lag, because we thought that, oh, if we smash the computer, it's gonna go faster. You know, this is the kind of memories that, I don't know, I'm talking about. It's been like, I don't know, like maybe 25 years since then, and plus more than that. We're getting old. But yes, this is the kind of stuff that I want the players to go through, like experience the first time they see Zone 4, experience the first time they see an NPC like a dinosaur. Like these will be core memories they will share with their friends and family. So
I love that you want to generate and create core memories on gamers. That's super sweet. I like that. What's your biggest limitation at the moment?
¿Cuál es tu mayor limitación en este momento? ¿Qué te impide alcanzar por completo tu visión ideal para Hytale?
What's preventing you
El
from
tiempo.
fully achieving your ideal vision for Hytale?
it's hard to say. I think because we're using an old build from 4 years ago, I feel like we have a lot of catching up to do. Like it's like we have lost 4 years, and I know that in 4 years we could have done so much. So I think my biggest limitation is that people will see the game and say,
Amigo,
like,
¿no le parece que el inglés de Simón es demasiado bueno como para no ser como su lengua materna?
they might say, oh, is the game loop, is that it? And then that might be a limitation, like for people seeing the game for the first time and being somewhat disappointed. But they need to understand that that game went through like a hell of a journey.
¿De
So,
dónde es? No sé, la verdad, pero él mismo dice que no es su lengua materna.
so yeah,
Hell,
my biggest,
literally.
yeah, exactly. So it died a couple times. So,
Yeah. Yeah, I think people need to know that this is an early access, and it's more like the you guys are pushing for the future. Like, you
Yeah.
need to go through the
Es de
present.
Canadá.
Ya 2 años y un mes de QM
Ok, recuerden
puro.
también que en Canadá se habla francés en cierta parte de Canadá. Entonces, si tú naciste en donde se habla full francés, es por eso que puede que tu inglés sientas que no es tu lengua materna, pero pues sí lo es, en verdad, ¿eh?
And then some
¿Qué
more.
multimillonario no habla inglés en Big 2025? Auron, bueno, Rubio sí habla inglés. ¿Quién más? Más streamers. Bueno, Choca sí habla. That was epic. ¿Quién más? Messi no habla inglés. Vegeta, ¿sabes? Hay muchos. Sprint, Dios mío, Dios mío el inglés de Sprint. Pero sí. Yo como sea millonario, pues también me nombro a mí mismo. DJ Mario.
Some years, whenever the times come, suddenly the game is gonna feel way different with more mechanics, more features,
of
polished
course.
things, no bugs, blah blah blah. But it's gonna be a rough early access, and you are being super transparent about it.
yeah, and I feel like, so my vision is like, if we go 3 times faster, we can catch up in a few years, right? The time loss. So, but it's going to be very hard 3 years, and we have to work in a way where there's not much management.
Amigo, dice que en 3 años está difícil que alcancen como querían básicamente sacarlo. Imagínense en 3 años. No, no, no.
But there's a lot of doers, and right now that's what we're doing, and it's working perfectly fine. Except, for example, like me, I'm working every day to make that happen. But I hopefully at some point it's going to be a little bit better. But the great thing about the team is that, for example, there's a person called Carter that works on creative tools. I haven't talked, I talk to him every day, but I haven't talked to him like specifically on what he's doing because I know he's good at it, so he keeps going. It's the same with like Scooter and everyone else.
O sea, confía mucho en su equipo,
I don't need to end anyone. They're
That's
so
amazing.
great on their own, so it just goes fast.
That's amazing.
Here's the thing. The best thing you can do with your developer is leave them alone. Like
Trusting
engineers,
them.
artists, trust them, yeah.
Yeah.
And whenever they have questions, they come to you, make a decision, a good decision, and quickly, and they gotta go back and get things done. And what you need to do as well, as a game vision holder, is just, you have to do everything. Touch all of the game, all of the aspects. And I think one of the challenge with Hytale is that it's such a massive beast. There are some aspects of the game where you kind of have to trust people, right? For example, creative tools, I trust the people that we have to make it right. And then if I think about maybe the combat, right? Well, I want that to be involved. I want to be involved in that, but I also have a very good designer that I can just sync with him every day and just, we're aligned perfectly. And that's the thing. The great thing is like the current designer that we have, we're synced. Like we always agree with each other. And that
A
designer.
la mierda. No, eso da mucha confianza lo que está diciendo, ¿eh?
So it's been
Que,
such a
o
great
sea,
time.
todos tienen muy
That's
buena
super
sincronía.
Cool. Yeah, not losing time and being efficient on communication and workflow. It's amazing. So we are gonna have some photos.
Primera fotografía exclusiva. Le pedí a Simón uno de mis mobs favoritos, o el caracol de magma, o el ratoncito mono.
I'm gonna place here one, probably with some cute mobs that
Exclusiva.
I personally like.
¡No! No, está muy bonito, Está muy bien.
So thank you, Simon, for these cool mobs. I really like them. Yeah, the next question is, what's one major design challenge?
¿Cuál es el mayor desafío de diseño que estás decidido a resolver antes de lanzar el Early Access? Es que te lo juro, o sea, si sale... No, por favor, que no salga el Hytale durante mi mudanza, por favor. Lo voy a jugar en el... No sé, me voy a rentar un ciber para mí solo.
Important design challenge. You are determined to solve before the early access launch.
Recuerden que yo prometí hacer un 24 horas cuando sale Hytale. Lo prometí hace 7 años. No, lo prometí hace como 4 o 5 años.
When it comes to design, I would say the problem is that when we got the game, there was no game loop at all. Like, when you think about the game loop in a creative game, you think about crafting your first tools,
Yeah.
like making a house. It goes on and on and on. But the problem is that there was none of it. So, and also there was no loot in the game, but there were loot, but it just dropped like chicken, like all the animals were dropping chicken meat, you know? So, and there was like no cooking recipe, but there were cooking recipe, but none of it made sense. So we're basically, in a few days, we have to make a whole game. So that's why I keep saying to people, like, the game is not good yet, but it's a challenge of configuration. We just need to take the time and just configure the game as we go. And we're gonna spend the next few days just hammering that. Like this weekend, I'm gonna spend the whole weekend with my designer, just try to make sense of all of this. So yeah, it's just, that's the biggest challenge right now. And I feel like the rest of the game is like all the systems are there to support us. Like we have an NPC system that works super well, but there's no configuration done. So we have two, three people that are actually active.
Ok, imagínense como un mitologías que se haya hecho en un mes. Mitología fue bueno, pero imagínense que Mitología se ha hecho en un mes y no en 3, 4. O sea, algo así me imagino que van a sacar, que no va a ser malo, pero no va a ser lo mejor del mundo.
Working on the NPC configuration, so that's going on. That's why you can see like some of the skeletons were blocking and dodging and not doing the more crazy stuff, and then suddenly the Scarrak were just dumb animals, just auto-attacking and doing no damage. You can see the difference. And my goal long term is, of course, making sure that all of the NPCs make sense, right? All of the blocks make sense, all of the items make sense. Because if you think about other games, if they put a block in the game...
Sí, lo que me enteré es que tiene launcher propio. O bueno, al menos han sacado unas imágenes que no sé si son oficiales, pero parece que es un launcher propio de Hytale. Entonces yo creo que va a tener su propia como forma de jugarlo, como Minecraft, ¿no? Que Minecraft, bueno, ahorita está acoplado con Microsoft, pero al principio era un launcher de Minecraft y ahí lo abrías.
Or an item or whatever, an NPC, they have like a special skill or a purpose in the world. And right now we don't have this. So yeah, that's my challenge right now.
You could say maybe that the current state of Hytale is like a jigsaw. You have like all the pieces of the puzzle, all these mechanics and
Exactly.
things, but you need to start placing together and making a full image and a full puzzle that makes sense. And that's probably the gameplay loop.
Yeah, and to be honest, it's the most fun part if you think.
Yes, for me it is. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like one of those things that if you get it wrong, all people are going to be upset. So let's make sure we don't get it wrong.
That's the experience of the player, and that's super important. The game feel, the game
conejo.
that's important.
And to be fair, if we mess it up, it takes a few changes and people can make.
Si la cagamos, no importa porque bastan unos cambios para que la gente cree su propia versión. No, esa frase, God.
Their own version. I mean, for us, it's like the game is going to be easy to learn, hard to master. So maybe some.
El juego va a ser fácil de aprender, difícil de, pues, masterizarlo.
When people first try the game, they will say like, "Oh, it's just simple survival." But the truth is, like, someone could make a mod. Don't even need to be a developer. Like anyone could do it. Just use the asset editor. Just change the values, change the crafting, put it there, and you could make a hardcore survival. Within a week, you can have I think like one of the most downloaded mod of the game will be something like more survival, some more like hard mode, basically.
That's amazing. What are your top
¿Cuáles son tus principales prioridades para Hytale a medio plazo? O sea, hace 2 años.
priorities for Hytale in the midterm, like 2 years?
In the 2 years, I'd say make the game stable, take care of a community, the modding community, and achieve the trailer vision. So we have a board somewhere in our design where, all right, we're watching the trailer and checking checkbox. Right? Oh, do we have this? Do we have this? Like, let's make the promises. Like we spend the less. I don't think it's gonna take 2 years, but at least like, let's go fast. Like for example, there were no minecart in the game, but like that took like 2 days to do. Right? These are simple wins that we want. The mount system was kind of broken, and you could ride only horses. And yesterday we just said, hey, maybe we could spend some time. And now the RAM from the trailer is working, and the animations are getting better today. So
Se viene el Genis Mod en Italia.
Ey, sí, porque dijo que por ahora va a ser muy libre todo lo de Hytale, ¿eh? Se viene el Genis Mod.
But it's gonna take a while, of course. But I think like that's where we're going. The trailer is important, even if it's been so many years ago. Like
Gracias, Mapitaco, por ese primer mes en Twitch. Se agradece mucho, amigo. Gracias, gracias.
7 years, something like this at this point. But I think it's the
2019 or 18?
or 18, yeah.
18.
So it's been a
Oh my
while.
God. Yeah, it's been a while. Slowly but surely, Simon. That's the important thing. No,
Yeah.
don't worry about that. So you have stated a 10-year support plan, but by which year does
Han
Hytale
mencionado un plan de soporte a 10 años, pero ¿a partir de qué año necesita Hytale generar beneficios para poder continuar indefinidamente?
need to start
O
becoming
sea, esto significa que como Minecraft, ¿no? Minecraft lleva siendo actualizado pues desde que salió 2010, por ahí salió. Y se ha actualizado constantemente. Entonces, lo que dice Simon es que pues eso lo van a hacer durante 10 años 100%, pero ya después no se sabe.
profitable, so it can keep going on and being a stable game for decades.
Right. I think I personally can back the game for a while, to be honest. Even if it's like, you know, of course, if it's profitable, the production will be faster because I can just scale the team and reward the team. But I think, like, personally, I'm not too worried. I can support that for a while. But yeah, it's just, I'm not even thinking about this. I'm thinking about, like, fixing the game right now. So,
The important
to be honest.
things. I like that. I respect that, Simon. What is the worst case scenario
¿Cuál es el peor escenario que prevés y el mejor escenario?
you foresee? And also tell me the best. No, we are not gonna talk only about the worst.
Yeah, it's like, I say this, but at the same time, I'm only planning for the worst, right? Because I'm thinking, all right, what is the worst case scenario? No one buys the game.
Imposible que nadie compre el juego, Imposible.
Well, okay, I can support the game for another 10 years. It's fine. Of course, a smaller team, whatnot. But, you know, I think this way I can just focus on making a great game. It removes the stress, the distractions.
Amigo, imagínense tener el suficiente dinero para decir, puedo financiar el juego 10 años aunque no lo compre nadie. Qué puta locura lo que tiene, Por un server de Minecraft.
Everything else.
That's amazing. And the best one? I know that you are thinking on the worst, but what would be the best scenario?
I mean, it does super well, and then yeah, it's hard to say because like if it does super well, I can just do the things that I want to do with the game faster.
Yeah,
That's all I
like,
can
it
do.
would be speed up the process, right?
Yeah, exactly. So
And
it's just
scaling
like
is
everyone
important.
wins. Yeah, I'm not gonna pull money from that company. I just want to scale and just do something great, you know,
Yeah.
that people will remember and my kids will remember. So.
Okay, so some people watching might be
Algunas personas que nos ven quizás estén estudiando desarrollo de videojuegos en la universidad. ¿Cuán desafiante es crear un juego al calibre de Hytale? ¡Ey, buena pregunta!
studying game development at university. How challenging is it to create a game on Hytale's caliber?
I think it depends on the area of the game you want to work on. For example, anything that touched the engine is just wizard stuff, but you know there are other space of the game where like making a game like Hytale is more like a combination of talented people working together in sync with different set of skills. So it's very hard to answer. But I'd say, and it also like most of the team dropped school or have degrees that have completely.
¡A la mierda! Dicen que la mayoría de los que trabajan aquí dropeó la escuela o tienen grados que no tienen sentido alguno. Eso te motiva. Aparte también, no tienes que estudiar videojuegos en general para trabajar en un área de videojuegos. ¿Por qué? Porque puede ser que tú seas un puto genio y pienses lo mejor para el juego, ¿sabes? Que tú digas como, mira, yo puedo ser un game director, como lo es Agnes de Minecraft, ¿no? Pero tú hacerlo por 10 de bien, o sea, de mejor que Agnes. Y no estudiaste nada de eso, es porque tal vez tienes muy buenas ideas únicas y cosas así.
Makes no sense. Like a chemistry degree or like if we have an artist with a math degree, like it makes no sense, you know. But
Tiene un artista con un degree en matemática, o sea, con... ¿Cómo se llama? Como una carrera, ¿sabes? Con estudio de
this is the
matemática.
kind of team we are, right? We just want to make games.
So I remember in 2016 when you showed the prototype to me and I played it. How hard was in that moment already to make that game? Because those were the early days. Like you were maybe like 1 year in development. That was like super hard, or do you think it's achievable for newcomers and indie developers? Like having that prototype, because it impressed me.
It's hard to remember, to be honest. I think it was like very hard because it was very engine based, right? And I think if you are a new game dev, My suggestion would be you have like out of I would say you have two choices that make sense. Like you could try to start with modding because you can get instant
Modding is
feedback.
important. Yeah.
Yeah, like, and when I say modding, I also mean like map making, model making. Like just do something for the community. You're gonna have like a public right away. Because if
Ok,
you go
para que vean que
ahead
no es
and
necesario
try to make a
estudiar. O
game
sea, si
right
te
there,
dedicas a algo de esto,
there's
ya
a lot
está.
to do, and it's a lot of work, and it takes a while before getting feedback, really. Whereas modding, you could make something today. For example, making the Raptor amount took us like 5 seconds, like copy paste, boom, and then you show to your friends, and you get that first hope, that first like dopamine hit of your friends playing your stuff. You know, it's really fun.
Yeah. I can relate to that. Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, if anyone is hearing us and has this feeling of creating something, you should do it because when you release something to the public, and maybe you only get 5 downloads or 2 downloads, but when you get that comment or when you see a gameplay or a review, something, it's like a rush and it feels so great just creating and being like 100 hours doing a project for like a 10 minutes gameplay thing, but I don't know how to express it, but it just feels amazing.
It makes you happy.
Yeah, it makes you happy. So, what's your favorite video game? Off topic?
¿Cuál es tu videojuego favorito? ¿Cómo ha influido en Hytale? Amigo, que no diga Minecraft. Si no dice Minecraft.
Question, Simon.
I would say I have 3 games that really changed my life in some ways. Like, of course, there's Minecraft because it has literally gave me a chance to be a game designer in some ways, and like, and also games like World of Warcraft. I've played.
Amigo, se nota que jugaba algún RPG porque el Hytale es un poquito RPG por ahora, un poquito. Puede que después sea más.
For 20 plus years, I met a lot of my friends. This is where I met. Philippe Rezes, the other owner of Hypixel.
Yeah, I know Rezes.
They would be no Hypixel. Yeah. And then I would say like Diablo 2 because it's just like I've played so much of Diablo 2 back in the days, and it's just like the vibe of the game, the atmosphere, like the passion they had for the game back then. It's just incredible.
Damn, what a lineup. Minecraft, World of Warcraft, and Diablo 2. That's a good lineup. And does any part of it influence Hytale? Like...
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah, you're gonna see.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, there's a lot. I really like our ARPG, which, you know, speaking of which, this year I've played Path of Exile 2 for like 600
Path
hours.
of Exile 2, amazing.
Yeah.
600 horas de Path of Exile, ¿eh? 600.
And we have a system that looks like this a little bit that I've had it like in the last 3 weeks, so you're gonna see at launch.
Amazing. That's cool,
Yeah.
That's cool. Okay, talking about other games, what is the biggest similarity between Hytale
¿Cuál es el mayor parecido entre Hytale y Minecraft?
and Minecraft?
Oh.
The biggest similarity.
I would say the blocks. No, I'm
The
kidding.
blocks. Oh my god. What a
I'd
silly
say,
question. Sorry.
No, I'm kidding, of course. I think it's maybe like the community vibe.
Oh,
you know, it's
yeah.
like the.
Yeah,
I think that would be it. Like, I think that it's very positive in a way, except when the game gets cancelled. But that's not gonna happen with me. So don't worry, guys. Just keep. It's gonna be fine.
Okay. So a video game is a blend of storytelling.
Un videojuego es una mezcla de narrativa, jugabilidad, artes visuales, música y más. En Hytale, ¿de cuál de estos aspectos estás más orgulloso y por qué?
Play, visuals, music, and much more. Which aspect of Hytale are you most proud of, and why?
Oh, you're asking me to pick my favorite kid right there. I would say the visual, because it's like we've been experimenting a lot.
Okay, le gusta más lo
with
visual que
different
otra
engines and
cosa.
art style, and like in the early days. And honestly, it's the artist to get it right. I've played a lot of these games recently, in the past 15 years, and they always like miss the mark to the vibe that you get. And it's a very hard to get it right because you have to have different skill sets of talent to work on it to come together to achieve that result. So yeah, that's what I would say.
Cool. What kind of Hytale user
¿Qué contenido generado por usuarios es el que más ansías ver en Hytale?
generated content are you most excited to see?
Oh, you know what? We don't even have PvP content. Well, we do have the PvP, but we don't have content for it. So I think like someone that could bring like some kind of PvP content, duels or Hunger Games or something like right.
¡Oh! Perdón, me orgasmié. Amigo, está pensando en el PvP. No puede ser. Algo que Minecraft nunca hizo. Dios mío.
Like within the next week, they would do super well because
A la mierda.
Here's a little fact here. The combat that you've seen in the videos was balanced around PvP like many years ago. So that's why, like, I personally, when I watch the gameplay footage, I'm cringing a little bit because you can see like all of the weapons launch forwards a little bit, and it's because of PvP mechanics, really, that we had in mind. And the combat was not yet balanced for PvE, which we have, like, for example, the launch forward when you do a special attack has now been nerfed a little bit, so that it doesn't pull you forward all the time when you're fighting mobs. But in PvP, it felt right, so maybe you would just need some kind of balance there. But yeah, like anyone making user, like modding, like PvP or server or something, or even private, like for you, for example, you could go with your friends and have a PvP fight. Hunger Games style, don't even need mods, really. You just talk with each other to place in around the circle and just go, you know? Just you play like this, you just, a map maker could do this with private games, so.
I need to comment that, yeah, like watching how the attacks and special attacks on the trailer and the footage feels like way more polished than other games, Minecraft. So that you have on the mind at the beginning, like, we are gonna have a great combat system. That's amazing, and I think it's gonna help a lot, not only PvP, but also exploration and dungeon crawling and the whole world of Orbis and Hytale and everything.
And something important, like client-side anti-cheat and stuff like that. Like, we can have full control of the entire game. But by the way, none of the anti-cheat stuff is done or even started right now. We did hire some people just now, but like, give us some time. Minigames is not going to be for lunch anyways.
Yeah. To keep
Ok, básicamente no hay anti-cheat, GG.
Expectations, this is gonna be a long journey, so yeah, I think we need to be patient with the development. You guys are doing magic right now. Just going back some questions ago, talking about the Jigsaw Frankenstein thing, that was scary. I don't wish any developer on that situation. Okay, exactly. So we're gonna place here another cool image.
Oh, otra?
Maybe with some hostile creatures, maybe a skeleton. And hope you
Ok.
like this.
Ey, se ve muy pro. Se ve como tipo Rich, un poquito.
And thank you again, Simon, for it. And yeah, the next question. In the last post, it was emphasized. Repeat.
En la última publicación se recalcó repetidamente que el modding es la esencia de Hytale. ¿Por qué es tan importante para ti? ¿No crees que la creación de mapa es más valiosa?
That modding is the essence of Hytale. Why it is so important to you? And don't you think map making is more valuable?
Well, I consider map making modding for Hytale at least, because you could make a map, change a little bit of the NPCs and everything, and you could package this into like a zip file and it would all come together. So basically, modding is a term I use for mods, servers, and map makers. So
you are telling me that modding, map making is in Hytale will be more or less merged, like it's gonna feel the same.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. Because
got it.
The way I see Hytale is that if you want to get started into the game development, you start with just making a map, like a simple map.
Yeah.
And then slowly over time, add NPCs, add items, and all of this is just configuration. You could watch YouTube videos, and I think the people that are going to do well in the YouTube space are people that teaches how to make maps and go beyond maps and just keep going, because you don't need to touch code for a long while. You could go very far without touching Java. And our goal is so that we...
Básicamente está diciendo que, por ejemplo, un tonto como yo podría crear un mapa o un mod o algo.
The game could be modded, map make to like absolute limit without touching any code. That's our dream. And eventually we can bring tools for you guys, like visual tools, like Unreal Engine 5, for example, where you have the blueprint system, you link stuff together. So designers and map maker will be able to touch this and the code will work in the background. All of this super easy, super user-friendly, and it's going to do something great. It's going to teach people how to become game developers, and they're going to be like experiencing what
Amigo, llegó el momento de fusionarnos con Baruch y Doc para crear una empresa en Hytale. Ya está. Ahora nosotros vamos a hacer el Hypixel de Hytale.
Cool.
Porque yo tengo muchas ideas en esta cabeza hueca, ¿eh? Muchas. Para hacer cositas.
So I've been creating maps and experiences, and of course I'm interested on having in my hands Hytale and trying stuff. I've been doing this for 11 years, Simon. What would you say, what are the benefits of starting to create content in Hytale now, even though it's still early in development?
I would say pretty much like everything is kind of easy to configure right now, even if you don't have experience. So like I will give an example. I'm not a programmer at all. In fact, on the Minecraft server, I'll be honest, I have 0 git commit in the Minecraft server. But on Hytale, I have hundreds of commits, and I'm actively changing JSON files. I'm having a blast. You know, Mapmaker will be able to experiment and explore like I said, you can
me
edit
gusta.
items, NPC
Nombre de
blocks.
mierda.
It's just, and also, whenever you edit something, you don't need to reset the server.
Qué bueno
so
que,
you see
qué bueno que ahora hace mapas, ¿eh? Y no crea nombres o cosas así.
the result right in your face. So for Mapmaker, this is massive. And we will add more tools, like visual tools and stuff to help mapmakers. And I think you should read the blog post from Slikey that he posted yesterday. It's great. And
You are releasing too many posts, Simon, and gameplays and tweets, and I can't keep up.
I warned you, though. I warned you.
Yeah.
And I
Tell
feel
me,
like I need to...
you're keeping your promises, but I can't keep up. I have a life.
Exactly. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with everyone here on this interview. I still didn't read that post, and I need to check it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm super interested, to be honest.
And because like I don't like so speaking of like, oh, we're early in development, right?
Yeah.
The thing is like for the past several years, we're not really breaking stuff with the JSON files and map making. Like we're not like actively breaking stuff on that end. Maybe code-wise, it might break a few times, but I think for the JSON files and like the basic map making,
It just
I don't
works,
think...
right?
Yeah, it just
Okay.
works right away. Like, we don't need to change anything, you know, at least.
Nice. Well, as you know, we are currently finishing Calamari Desert, a sci-fi adventure map that makes the most
Calamari Desert.
of vanilla Minecraft. And Dajeta, the lead programmer, asks you this question. Since the game won't be launched as a full
Ya que el juego no se lanzará como un título AAA, completamente pulido, el modo y la creación de mapas son probablemente los aspectos que más me entusiasman. Ya sabemos que se usará Java, el C++, sí es C++, ¿no? O el JSON para crear contenido, pero ¿qué debería aprender de antemano para prepararme antes del lanzamiento de Early Access?
fully polished AAA title,
Ah, no, es C Sharp, ok.
modding and map making are probably the most exciting aspects for me. We already know that Java, C#, and JSON will be used to create content. But what should I learn in advance to prepare before the early access release?
Right. I think you only need to learn like how Java works to some degree if you want to push the limits. JSON files, I mean, that's super simple on its own, so it's not really a learning curve. You just need to open the code, like that. It's not even code at this point, JSON.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I would say what you can prepare is maybe your design ideas, you know, just to get ready. And eventually we're going to be making guides ourselves, and we're going to seek people in the community that wants to make guides. We're going to promote them. It's just like we want to create this place of just learning. But right now we're in a situation where we don't have much time to make those tutorials and guides. So hopefully after launch, we're going to have like a lot of these happening.
Yeah, I think the top priority is having the game ready and polishing and adding content. So I think everyone will understand that some things will happen later.
Amigo, ¿y se anunciaron que eran los últimos Squidcraft porque ahora se van a hacer los Squidtails? Puede ser, ¿eh? Fuera de broma, o sea, no lo estoy diciendo de broma, estoy diciendo porque de verdad puede ser un hecho.
Okay, this is a fun one. Do you remember the in-game cinema where you showed one of my YouTube videos in Los Angeles?
¿Recuerdas el cine dentro del juego donde mostraste uno de mis videos de YouTube? ¿Estará esa función en Early Access?
In-game on...
Creo que no sé, creo que no sé de qué habla. ¿Recuerdas el cine dentro del juego donde mostraste uno de mis videos de YouTube? ¿Estará? Ok.
Yeah.
Ok, me imagino que poder poner videos adentro del juego se refiere, ¿no?
Yeah.
Okay, that blew up my mind. Like what happened? And I'm gonna ask you, will that feature be in the early access version?
The feature right now is broken because
Okay.
I think it's a license issue or software issue. I'm not too sure because that software that the code that we were using has been abandoned a few years ago. Like not on our side, but then the license play. I don't know how it works, to be honest. But the good news is we found an open source option just a few weeks ago. However, it takes a few weeks of work. My developer said maybe 3 weeks of work to make it work. And so it will come back. So the dream is alive.
Nice.
It will not be for lunch because I don't want that developer to be spending time on this for lunch.
It's
But
like a top
I
feature.
really want to say like that would be amazing to make maps and have your video play in there. You could have cinematics. You could have like or have a party with your friends. Bring your friend over, watch a video together. This feature is massive for me, and I really want.
Amigo, ¿cómo le voy a llamar a mi canal de Hytale? ¿Cómo? Es que es una duda muy buena, ¿eh?
Push it.
Nice. I'm happy that the dream is alive, but yeah, I think it's not like a top priority, so no rush. Okay, next one. Back in 2016, you told me there wouldn't be Redstone.
En 2016 me dijiste que no habría Redstone como tal y que la automatización o las granjas automáticas funcionarían de otra manera. Además de ser creador de mapas, soy un jugador técnico que usa esas mecánicas. ¿Ha cambiado Hytale en este aspecto?
As such, and that automation or automatic farms would work differently. Besides being a map maker, I'm also a player who really uses those mechanics. Has anything changed in that aspect of Hytale?
Yeah, so
Contertale.
hope to approach.
No, le voy a llamar tan simple como Conterstine, el dios de Hytale y PvP.
Automation, but later. I don't want like my first goal is to do the trailer, and we did not do any redstone or automation in there, and yeah. But I think like everyone loves automation. All of our devs loves automation. And if you think about the mod create, for example, well, if these mod makers
No. Create.
come to ITIL and they do it before we do, I'll be honest, I would just hire them and pay to buy their mod because it's so cool. But you know, I don't want to make promises and or with automations or system like Redstone, but we did experiment with some ideas, even including NPCs in the process. Like you think about like the NPCs taking care of your farm and stuff like that. No promises, but I think this is where automation and NPC could work together.
A mí me quiero hacer mi 24 horas de
I'm a big
Hytale,
fan of this,
¿eh?
but again,
Gracias
no
por
promises.
esos dinosaurios, esos 400 bits de dinosaurios a Bruno y a Calito. Muchas gracias.
So, no promises, not on the pipeline, but maybe
Yeah,
you could
I
explore
think
it.
I would say event for sure at some point, but I'm not sure when.
Yeah.
So I really want to do it, but I don't want to say like
Yeah.
years, you know?
I understand. Okay, cool. So this, for me, it's also an important thing. Can you tell us about the skin system?
¿Puedes contarnos algo sobre el sistema de skins? Sí, por favor. Los creadores podrán tener skins específicas preaprobadas o el editor permite editar píxel a píxel. Para mí es muy importante tener mi skin de Weird Skeleton.
Will creators be able to have specific
Esta pregunta
skins
me
approved by
encanta,
you?
¿eh?
Or does the editor allows pixel by pixel editing? For me, it's very important to have my skeleton.
Gracias por el
dark,
corazón.
and yeah, like I need to have my wither skeleton skin.
Yeah. You know, this is probably one of the hardest questions, and people might not like the answer, but
No!
it's like I understand that people are coming from Minecraft and maybe Roblox and are expecting like full control of their avatar, but I feel like there's several reasons, right? It might be distracting from the art style, like having like people that are making weird skins or offensive skins. Of course, we could moderate, but to be honest, like it would be a nightmare to do so. Like I just want to keep our team small for now. Like I don't want to make promises. We will explore having some kind of
Amigos, si lo piensan, todos éramos uno de Steves los primeros 2 años de Minecraft.
submission system later on.
O 3, creo.
But right now, I just want to relieve that pressure from from ourselves to say like, look, we're gonna take a look later, but I understand it's important, and also it gives a little bit of time to artists to try to match the art style to make sure it works. And to be honest, like on a personal level, I think it would be great for us as well to have the community help us with that, because then it would relieve the pressure that we have on our artists. I want my artists to be making, other things than cosmetics, obviously, and avatar stuff. So yeah, again, no promises. There's much to do. Maybe in 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, I don't know. I don't want to make promises, but this is something in my mind. I want to please everyone, but sometimes when you try to please everyone, Everyone
No.
is disappointed. So, and I think for us, it allows us to be in a position where if we control the avatar, we can keep the price of the game very low because our Founder Edition helps us counter that. So the countries that don't have much money are able to buy the cheapest version of the game and experience Hytale. Meanwhile, the people that wants to support the game, they can buy the bigger version because we control the avatar completely. So there's a lot of things to think about. I am very transparent here. That's my thought process. I don't have an answer right now, but for release at least, let us be in control. And also something super critical is that I want to take 0% from server owner, map makers,
Amigo,
everyone.
esto le tiene que emocionar un montón a todos los que tienen un servidor de Minecraft súper exitoso, así de que tenga 1000 o más jugadores, porque ya tiene esa experiencia de servidor, pero Minecraft pues sí toma porcentaje. También los que hacen mapas para, por ejemplo, Bedrock, que pues se lleva un porcentaje también Mojang. Tiene que ser, o sea, están excitados, están con la boca llena de baba, así imaginándose todo el dinero que pueden hacer. Pero pues sí, hay que esperar.
So that they come to the game and just create and bring people in. And it's not a it's a bad business decision if you think about it, because then people are making money, you're making zero. But first, my big win for that is I don't have to manage any of it. I don't need to hire 300 people to moderate, control payments, and all of that. But from a business perspective, yeah, we might be in a situation where, okay, we need more money. And if we control the cosmetics, the official cosmetics, of course, then we might make enough money to just keep pushing with the minigames.
Ok, está diciendo que quiere en un futuro tal vez, no quiere dejar que la gente haga sus propias skins, así como Minecraft, porque como le va a dar todo el beneficio a la gente que hace mods, que hace mapas, que hace servidores, ellos creen que si algún día están un poco bajo de dinero, con las skins pueden subirse otra vez ese dinerito, como lo hacen todos los juegos free to play como League of Legends, como Valorant y cosas así.
Faster and help.
Entonces cuando yo le digo, sí amigo, eres el único que está aquí en el chat, la única persona, tienes 3000 de IQ, entiendes todo, pero hay gente que es igual de imbécil que yo, que tal vez no entiende ni nada y le tengo que explicar.
Of modders to make tools, right? That would be the ideal scenario. And of course, servers could make their own cosmetics. They could sell their own cosmetics that, you know, have more options. We're gonna see that. It's okay. As long as they don't, you know, mess around with our cosmetics, and we're not going to be exaggerating. Like, it's going to be fair, and yeah, that's my vision.
Yeah, I understand. No worries about that. It's like a cool thing, but it's also super complex. Just imagine moderating. Oh my god, such a pain. And also,
and I think
the style, it's super rough. So yeah,
I think we make some compromises. Is maybe with the like a mask or something for some specific people.
And a skeleton. Simon, do it.
Maybe a skeleton or something, you know? Yeah.
Okay. So you just tell about the prices.
He visto que el precio será aún más barato de lo que me dijiste hace un mes. ¿Qué ha pasado? Me impresiona lo asequible que será. Me encantó cuando Silson salió tan barato y ahora vosotros hacéis lo mismo.
And like 1 hour ago, you just released it and announced the prices, and I noticed that the price was even cheaper than you told me like a month ago.
Yeah,
what happened? Because I'm impressed of
Amigo, ya casi es la hora de jugar Mimesis,
the game is gonna be. And just like a note, this year Silson also was released like super cheap, and now when Hytale comes, it's also gonna release super cheap, and this is super healthy for players. So yeah, tell me about this.
I think, like, first of all, this is a very risky decision on my end because, like, we're talking about maybe it reduced the income by 50%. I don't know.
A la mierda.
But I hope that it allows more players to.
O sea, iba a salir como a $30. Iba a salir al mismo precio de Minecraft, pero le bajaron $10.
And touch the creative tools and start creating content, and it just becomes this massive thing, like a big community that just keep growing and growing, and maybe we will have success with just the sheer number of players, right? My worry is that the game is not good enough right now. So maybe like this easy access is maybe like sending the wrong message, but I hope I'm right. Hopefully it's like a no-brainer. It's like, oh, the game is cheap. I'm
A
gonna
ver, al
try it
Minecraft le han
out.
subido el
No,
precio.
it's
Yo
not
me lo
finished.
compré
I'm gonna
como
have a
a
bunch of warning
400
in
pesos, si no me
game,
equivoco.
blah blah blah. That's
Pueden
it.
hacer lo
This is
mismo.
work in progress. So yeah, and the TLDR is like I did not feel comfortable charging more for the game, but I also wanted to give the options with like supporter and founders edition to make sure that okay, if you've been a supporter of us, you can do it this way. That's great. We're gonna give you cosmetics and whatnot. Yeah, so that
Sí, amigos, tomen por hecho que vamos a sortear no uno, decenas de Hytale. Y sobre todo, si me siguen apoyando de Neva, amigos, que de Neva ya saben, pueden apoyarme ahí.